This next 30 minutes could genuinely change your life. If you've ever struggled to stick to habits, you're not alone. But what if I told you that you could build powerful habits, stick to them every single day, and never feel like you're failing? That's exactly what happened to me when I discovered Elastic Habits by Stephen Guise. Since March 21st, 2024, I haven't missed a single day. Not one. Now I'm going to show you exactly how I did it, and how you can too. If you've been waiting for the breakthrough that finally makes habit change stick, this is it. This might just be the last video you ever need on building habits. Plus, this video is divided into 5 easy parts, so feel free to jump directly to what you need using the chapters below in the description. Let's get started. Raj, a hard-working office employee in his mid-30s, had always struggled with his weight. One day, while walking past the pantry, he overheard a group of colleagues mocking him. "Raj looks like he ate the entire buffet again." The laughter stung. He felt humiliated but didn't confront them. Instead, he resolved to change. "I'll prove them wrong," Raj muttered to himself, vowing to lose weight. Raj, desperate for a way to reclaim control over his body and fitness, turned to YouTube. Scrolling through countless fitness transformation videos, he stumbled upon something that ignited a spark. A story about Mike Tyson's relentless discipline. The legendary boxer had committed to working out every single day for 365 days. "If Mike Tyson can do it, why not me?" Raj thought, determination flooding his mind. As December rolled around, Raj made up his mind to start his transformation on January 1st. Fueled by his newfound motivation, Raj joined the best gym in town and hired a personal trainer to keep him on track. He began working out rigorously for 2 hours every day. At first, everything seemed to fall into place. The trainer pushed him to his limits, ensuring every session counted. Raj was exhausted but thrilled. Progress seemed inevitable. At first, he was pumped up, pushing himself to the limit. But soon, the trainer's rigid schedules and high expectations became overwhelming. But reality soon caught up with him. Office deadlines piled up, family responsibilities tugged at his time, and the trainer's rigid expectations began to feel suffocating. Every missed session felt like a failure, and the carefully laid plans started unraveling. He thought, had the trainer not been so rigid, I'd have done a better job on my own. The loss of freedom stung. Slowly but surely, Raj began skipping workouts. Within weeks, he quit the gym altogether. The perfect start turns challenging. Raj wasn't ready to give up. Determined to regain control, he decided to work out on his own terms. He set a strict schedule for himself, 1 hour of exercise every day. But life, as always, had other plans. Office pressures mounted, unexpected family commitments arose, and Raj found himself stretched thin. He couldn't keep up with his self-imposed rules. Each time he skipped a session, he berated himself for failing. The once motivated Raj began feeling like a prisoner of his own plans. One evening, utterly drained, Raj found himself sitting at a Pizza Hut with his family. As his wife and kids enjoyed cheesy slices, he stared at the menu, torn between guilt and temptation. What difference does it make? Eating this won't make me gain a kilo, and avoiding it won't make me lose 10 kilos. He gave in, savoring the pizza, but feeling a pang of defeat with every bite. Raj realized the problem wasn't the pizza or even his missed workouts. It was his rigid mindset. He had tried to force discipline into a chaotic life without accounting for its complexities. Raj reflected on his struggles. The inspiring stories of Mike Tyson had assumed a level of predictability that his life didn't offer. His own world was dynamic, filled with shifting priorities and unexpected challenges. A rigid approach simply didn't fit. When Raj shared his frustrations with Arjun, Arjun nodded knowingly. "You're trying to force yourself into a plan that doesn't match your reality," he said. "What you need isn't stricter discipline, it's flexibility." Arjun says, "Though you claim consistency is important to you, but when you say, 'I must exercise for at least 1 hour per day,' you aren't actually prioritizing consistency. You're making consistency more difficult by prioritizing quantity, ego, and rapid results." To prioritize consistency means to set your marks low enough that you won't ever miss. It means to make your minimum requirement showing up instead of showing off. Have you heard of Elastic Habits? Arjun introduced Elastic Habits method to Raj. Let us talk about the first example, exercise. In the Elastic Habits system, there's no requirement to stick to a rigid 1-hour routine every day. Instead, it adapts to your daily needs. You can choose from 3 intensity levels: the mini version for small, manageable efforts, the plus version for a moderate challenge, or the elite version, which aligns with your ideal target, such as a 1-hour session. Your choice depends on your energy level or available time that day. Additionally, you have 3 lateral options to select from, such as stretching, running, or dancing. This flexibility removes the pressure of fixed goals, enabling steady progress without feeling restricted. We have a myth that everyday same set of behavior has to be repeated to ensure that it is a habit. For example, you have the habit of running, and you feel like not running today. Though you feel running is mandatory, the higher objective you're looking at is fitness. You can have any other thing to do to make yourself feel that you are moving a step forward in your fitness regime. That could be eye exercise if you feel physically tired, or a small dance if you are bored of running. This is called lateral flexibility. Your behavior has multiple routes now to make it successful. Only when you can't do all of them, only then it can be a failure. You only need to choose one type of exercise each day, and completing the mini level is mandatory to ensure consistency. Whether you push yourself to the plus or elite levels is entirely up to you. Having 3 difficulty levels for each type of exercise makes it flexible, ensuring you can stay consistent regardless of your schedule or energy levels. These levels help you adjust to your day, Arjun explained. It's a flexible system that lets you reach your goals by matching your efforts to what you can handle that day. It is not mandatory to have lateral options for every habit. For example, when you are practicing guitar. At the mini level, you focus on studying music theory, which is essential for understanding how music works. This is the foundation and a quick way to stay consistent daily. At the plus level, you move to practicing chords, which helps you build finger strength and master basic guitar techniques. At the elite level, you take it further by practicing full songs, applying both theory and chords to real music. For a writing habit, at the mini level, you focus on writing content, which is the basic step to build consistency and develop your skills. At the plus level, you add editing content to the process, improving clarity and refining your work. At the elite level, you take it further by researching and marketing your work, which helps you reach a larger audience and create more polished, impactful pieces. For this habit, writing, you have flexibility to keep levels. You get elite only when you do all 3. Writing, editing, and research. You choose depending on the habit and its nature. This chart outlines a simple and practical approach to healthy eating with 3 levels of effort: mini, plus, and elite, whether you are eating at home or at a restaurant. Pause your video and take a moment to look at this chart. On normal days at home, Ravi started small. He added a bowl of salad and a piece of fruit before dinner. Surprisingly, this made him feel full faster, and he naturally reduced his portion sizes. On days when he felt motivated, he skipped the cooked meal entirely and chose a simple mix of fruits and dry fruits. This structure removed the guilt he felt earlier. Whether he chose mini, plus, or elite, Ravi felt like he was winning every day. At restaurants, dining out was no longer a problem. Ravi didn't have to avoid eating out or punish himself for indulging. Instead, he adjusted his choices. One less slice of bread or dessert on tough days, skipping a sugary drink when he felt comfortable, or even halving his meal when he was confident. This flexibility fits seamlessly into his social life. How to choose mini, plus, and elite. Mini, designed to maintain momentum, rewire your brain, and overcome resistance. It's the smallest possible action that you can reliably perform, even on your worst day, to build stronger neural connections. Mini should be something so simple and small that you can do it without fail, even on the hardest days. Make it effortless, for example, 1 minute or 1 lap. It's your safety net, ensuring you never miss a day, even under the toughest circumstances. Plus, pushes you slightly more than mini and serves as a respectable mid-level goal. It should feel achievable while being a step above mini. Plus should be moderately challenging, something you'd consider a good effort when you reflect on it later. Should feel like a reasonable challenge, about 3 to 20 times harder than mini. For instance, 10 to 15 minutes of activity or 3 laps. Elite represents your ideal level of effort aligned with your long-term goals. It can either be a daily target that excites you, or a rare and challenging victory for days when you're feeling extra motivated. Elite should excite you and represent your ideal goal for the day. A high level of effort, about 2 to 4 times harder than plus, for example 30 minutes or 6 laps. Completing elite should feel rewarding and motivating. Adapting over time. Find your sweet spot through continuous experimentation, as your capacity for mini, plus, and elite may evolve over time. For example, 2 minutes of meditation turning into 5 or 10. Avoid focusing only on elite wins, as this reinforces old habits of inconsistency. Freedom and incentive. This system gives you the freedom to adjust daily efforts while incentivizing progress. It eliminates the pressure of rigid goals, allowing you to improve steadily without feeling constrained. By balancing mini, plus, and elite levels, you'll develop consistency, build confidence, and achieve more without overwhelming yourself. How to choose your cues. A cue can be anything. A thought, a smell, a sound, a person, another action, a feeling, a desire, a place, or a time of day. Any of these cues can trigger the same behavior. Pause the video and take a look at this image for different types of cues and their examples. The concept of a daily cue involves not relying on just one, but being open to all possible cues throughout the day. Rigid cues can be counterproductive, as you can't always guarantee you'll be able to complete the habit at the exact time the cue arises. Instead, keep cues flexible, such as using 2 or 3 options. If you're busy and all of them fail, have a safety net. At the end of the day, you can still complete mini versions of your habits in just 10 minutes before bed. There's also the option to do a mini version of the habit when the cue appears and then expand on it later in the day. This avoids the constant pressure of thinking about your habits throughout the day, so you can focus on your other tasks. An alternative is to plan your habits each morning. This allows you to consider your day's schedule and energy levels and make a plan for when and how to accomplish your habits. Having proper cues is important. For instance, when you're idle and free, you can check your habit list and pick something to do. If you're expecting to go for a walk at 6 p.m. but have a guest and a 2-minute walk isn't possible, adapt to the situation without stressing over missing your cue. Consider this scenario. If you plan to meditate at 5 p.m. and miss the cue, what happens next? If the meditation is your one chance for the day, you might feel like you failed and skip it entirely. This mindset can prevent you from being flexible with your habits. I personally prefer the daily cue, which takes advantage of your available time slots throughout the day. When you find free time, think about your habits and take action. A big advantage of the daily cue is that it eliminates micromanagement. You don't need to remember specific cues for every habit. Instead, you just need to complete them at some point in your day. If you find time-based cues too restrictive and daily cues too unstructured, you can use a window cue. A window cue provides a smaller time frame, such as an hour or two, to complete your habits. For example, after work until 8 p.m. It's like when a service company gives you a window for their visit. More flexibility, but still some structure. Track your habits daily, score, and evaluate your performance. Tracking your habits is the most important part and mandatory part of habit formation. It's your accountability and your reward. As a streak lengthens, it deepens your commitment and motivation to continue. I follow Excel sheet to track them. I analyzed and tested several time periods. I found 1 week too short, 1 month too long, and a full year overwhelming. Roughly 15 days was a perfect time for a checkpoint. It is very simple. Hardly takes less than 20 seconds daily to maintain it. Excuses are destroyed by the mini-level option. It's too easy for excuses. Perfectionists can find satisfaction in having every day in their tracker filled. The motivational sweet spots can motivate you in multiple ways. And finally, the system stays fresh and adapts with you, keeping your interest. This is how I track my habits. Have a look at this sheet for a few moments. Because you track them, that tracking will give you push to do it, to make your table look complete every day, and to continue the streak. Who doesn't want a big streak in terms of habits, non-ending streak? That motivation to maintain streak will take you to the mini level. And once you are at mini level, plus happens, and there is a chance for elite too if plus happens. The system works by assigning points for your level of success. 1 point for a mini version, 2 for a plus version, and 3 for an elite version. Over a 15-day period, the maximum score is 45 points. It hardly takes 2 minutes at the end of 15 days for you to score yourself. Commitment is crucial for habit formation, no matter how you approach it. If you don't commit, you'll stop following through. I stick to my elastic habits every day because I am determined to avoid zeros on any day. Commitment can be tough, but with this method it's easier. Having flexibility in when, how, and to what extent you do your habits makes it simpler. But with this system, I can stay committed every day. I push myself on my own terms, adjusting to my unique circumstances. Each habit has 3 actionable options, allowing you to complete it in one of 3 ways. Every option has 3 levels of success, so how much or how little you do is up to you. By choosing the recommended daily cue, you just need to complete your habits before bedtime. Alternatively, you can define cues for each behavior. Track your habits daily, marking the success level you achieved for each one. At the end of each 15-day period, tally your score. You can try to beat your score the next period or simply observe your natural progress. Although this system only takes 20 seconds to maintain each day and 2 minutes at the end of 15 days, it offers powerful incentives and a sense of satisfaction from daily successes, no matter their size. Rules to be followed compulsory are: Rule number 1. Daily adding to tracker is compulsory, as that is what motivates us to do every day. Rule number 2. Completing the mini version of your habits is mandatory. Rule number 3. Focus on only 3 habits, as this will keep things simple and manageable in the beginning. Rule number 4. Mini versions of all the habits combined should take no more than 5 minutes to complete. You don't need to focus on your long-term goal directly. By choosing mini, plus, or elite versions each day, these small choices will naturally contribute to achieving your long-term goal. The key is to continue making these small choices daily, and your long-term goal will be handled automatically. To keep progressing, review and tweak your habits every 15 days, just before starting a new 15-day tracker. Over time, you can strategically move your targets up, down, and sideways. Elastic habits is a strategy, which is why what you do and how much you do changes daily. While our vision remains the same, the tactics to reach it may shift based on external or internal factors. As the name suggests, this system is elastic. You can make as many adjustments as you need, such as adding more levels of difficulty or offering multiple options to choose from. The core principles, daily tracking is mandatory, doing mini versions is compulsory, and minis should be small enough to ensure you complete them every day, must remain intact. Raj started his elastic habits journey on day 1. Due to a prior commitment the night before, Raj missed his 6 a.m. wake-up time and didn't hear his alarm. When he finally woke up, it was 7:30, leaving barely any time before he needed to head to the office. But instead of feeling stressed, Raj felt surprisingly relaxed. In the past, he'd been burdened by the expectation of a full hour of exercise. But today, with only 15 minutes before he needed to get ready, he eagerly did 10 minutes of stretching. He counted it as a plus win and moved through his day with excitement. The sense of progress and accomplishment made him feel like a winner, something he never experienced before. In the past, waking up late would have made him feel like a failure. But now, every small step forward feels like success. On day 2, Raj couldn't fit in a morning workout due to a rushed appointment before work. His old habit of feeling like a failure started creeping in. But then he remembered his new approach with elastic habits and felt excited. He realized he could complete the mini habit at any time during the day, and it would only take 5 minutes. After a successful afternoon meeting, he had some downtime in the office. He decided to go for a 20-minute walk with his colleagues, which was a plus win for him. The flexibility of the system energized him, and he returned home with a sense of success, a feeling that would have otherwise been replaced with disappointment. On day 3, Raj completed 45 minutes of exercise and was about to stop. Then he remembered the elite win he could achieve if he pushed himself for just 15 more minutes. With a burst of energy, he happily continued, thrilled to record an elite win in his favorite color, gold, on the tracker. On day 4. That evening, Raj was exhausted when he got home and just wanted to take a nap. But he hadn't completed his mini habit yet, so he decided to freshen up, have dinner, and go for a quick 5-minute walk before heading to bed. To his surprise, the cool, pleasant breeze made him feel energized. After the initial 5 minutes, the resistance melted away, and he found it easy to keep going. He ended up walking for another 15 minutes, achieving a plus win, and felt a surge of excitement as the simple method built momentum, even when time was tight. He realized, if I had known I needed to walk for at least 60 minutes, I probably wouldn't have gone at all. But the power of freedom is in giving myself the option to stop after 5 minutes. It keeps me showing up and doing more. I've never stopped at 5 minutes yet, but the freedom to do so is key to my success. On day 5, Raj went to a pizza shop with his colleagues, and in the past, he would easily devour 6 slices of pizza by himself. Today, however, everything had changed. In the past, he would be torn with confusion. Should he eat or skip it? Should he sacrifice his cravings for his weight loss goals or let himself indulge? The mental back and forth would overwhelm him. But now, as a follower of elastic habits, he had clarity. Instead of being consumed by overwhelming thoughts, he simply asked, "What win am I going to get today?" He considered his options. Skip the drink for a plus win, have one less slice for a mini win, or eat just 3 slices for an elite win. Not feeling too hungry and more there to socialize, Raj chose the elite option, savoring only 3 slices of pizza while feeling a sense of victory. He enjoyed the pizza with a winning mindset instead of beating himself up afterward as he used to. By making a small sacrifice, he had still won. Raj realized that in the past, long-term goals like lose 10 kilos weren't motivating enough to change his behavior. Now his focus had shifted from distant goals like a flat belly to attainable wins, whether mini, plus, or elite. The beauty of this system is that it provides wins in the moment, ones he can reach regardless of his mood or hunger. Thinking about the long-term goal of losing 10 kilos while eating pizza didn't inspire him to stop. But the thought of achieving a mini, plus, or elite win was tangible, attainable, and motivating in the here and now. On day 6, Raj went for a run but only ran for 5 minutes, completing his mini win with a smile as he went upstairs. His neighbor, seeing the short run, scoffed and asked, "How will just 5 minutes help you?" Raj smiled and continued on his way, while the neighbor forced himself to run a full mile, feeling frustrated with the effort. The next day they met again at the jogging track. The neighbor, still resentful, ran his mile and sat down, exhausted. Meanwhile, Raj ran 2 miles that day, happy and energized. The power of elastic habits had allowed Raj's short run to expand into a 2-mile run when he felt motivated. Curious, the neighbor couldn't help but ask, "You ran only 5 minutes yesterday, but today you did 2 miles? Don't you have a routine you follow?" "See, I run a mile every day." Raj replied, "Well, yesterday I chose a mini win because I wasn't feeling up to running, and today I felt good enough to go for an elite win. I don't force myself to stick to a rigid routine. Some days I take it easy with a mini win, and other days I push myself with an elite win." The neighbor realized that, in the end, both of them had run 2 miles over the course of 2 days. However, while he had been resenting each run, forcing himself to stick to the same routine every day, Raj had approached it with flexibility, choosing his run based on his mood and energy. Raj's actions were driven by freedom, not obligation, and as a result, he felt happy and content on both days. The neighbor saw that Raj's approach allowed him to enjoy the process, while his own rigid routine had led to frustration. On day 7, he decided to try the approach of freedom and small motivations at home with his daughter, Maya. As soon as he entered the house, he overheard his wife shouting, telling Maya she couldn't get up for the next 2 hours until she finished her homework. Instead of intervening, he decided to experiment with the approach he had been enjoying daily, action from freedom, and see if it could work with his kid. He asked Maya, "No restrictions today." Curious, he inquired how long it took her to estimate her homework when she got home. She said, 5 minutes. He then suggested a new routine. Every day after you come home, just open your diary and estimate your homework. If you do that, you get your favorite snack. If you finish half of it, you get to go out with me when I come home from the office. If you complete it all, you can watch your favorite show for 30 minutes extra. From that day on, there was no more yelling. And he was amazed at how the action from freedom approach and small, tailored rewards were working so effectively. You can achieve greater progress in a safe environment where you're free to experiment and learn. Elastic habits provide this safe, non-judgmental space, welcoming all progress and supporting beginners. They allow you to grow without pushing you to extremes, encouraging every imperfect attempt as part of the process. Greatness doesn't come from brute force, it comes from consistent training. While some may use sheer willpower, most of us need alternative, supportive methods to grow and train effectively. On day 8. Today he didn't feel like going to the jogging park, so he decided he could do yoga in his room instead. He felt a surge of excitement knowing that he had multiple options available to keep his streak going, no matter where he was or how he felt. The flexibility to choose made him feel empowered and motivated to stay on track. After 42 days of his journey with elastic habits, on day 43. Over the past 2 weeks, office work had taken up much of his time, and he couldn't give his all. But when he checked his tracker and saw the continuous streak of mini habits, he realized he hadn't missed a single day. He had kept up with his exercise and writing habits, even with just 5 minutes each day. Proudly, he acknowledged that he had maintained a 43-day streak with minimal effort. The daily repetition had removed the resistance he once felt, and now, starting each habit felt natural. His neural connections were rewired, and the momentum of the minis often pushed him to go beyond, reaching plus and elite levels on certain days. He was grateful for the simplicity and effectiveness of the mini habits, feeling incredibly fortunate to have them in his routine. On day 44, the power of showing up, the rain run. Right after Raj finished his 5th lap, it started raining. Hard. Others on the path scattered home, but Raj stayed because he needed to complete one more lap. While taking that final lap and getting soaked, Raj smiled. He felt like the storm represented all of the adversity in his life, and he kept moving forward despite it. He felt like a champion in that moment, knowing that he had earned a truly elite win. Before having elastic habits, Raj would have been upset at this storm. He would have thought, "Great, the one time I decide to run, it rains me out," before going home. But since he needed one more lap to achieve his ultimate victory, he adapted. That's the beauty of elastic habits. He had the flexibility to adjust, but also the structure to persist. In the past, discomfort would have been a deal breaker. Now it was just part of the process. As he crossed the imaginary finish line, soaked to the bone, he didn't just complete the run. He claimed his elite win, not because it was easy, but because he showed up when it wasn't. And that made all the difference. Why mini habits work? You might wonder, what happens if you only do the mini level? Does it even matter? The answer is yes. Don't underestimate any level. Mini is essential. Without it, you wouldn't even get started. Habit formation happens when the brain rewires itself through repetition. Every time you complete even the mini level, you are overcoming the resistance to make a better choice. You strengthen the neural pathways in your brain, and this builds momentum and continuing becomes effortless. Over time, these small steps create lasting habits that become part of your lifestyle. Consistency is the key. By starting small and staying consistent, you create a habit that lasts forever. Start small, track your progress, and watch how even the mini actions lead to big changes over time. When you feel resistance, push yourself to do the mini. Once you're in motion, plus will naturally follow, and elite will feel attainable once you've reached plus. You know you'll get at least the minimum win every day, but you don't always know how or when you'll do much more than you expected. Those surprises are as much fun today as when I first started. Your ability to snag elite win after elite win is supported by your ability to actively rest on any previous or subsequent day with an easy mini victory. The moment you devalue the mini victory because you deem it inadequate is the day the whole thing falls apart. Because all of the people who fail with this system will be those who discount the importance of the mini level and choose to leave their tracker blank instead. That blank will lead to more blanks until they fall off completely. You can practice this system successfully for decades. It will bend and flex and expand to your every need, to your every motivational burst, and it will grow with you. Have patience. In your journey to form better behavioral patterns, it may be tempting to quickly and dramatically increase all of your targets to high levels. But if you haven't formed the neural pathways to support those behaviors, they will be overtaken by your previous behavioral preferences. Be patient as you pursue change. It can't happen quickly, so it's best to embrace that. Habit formation strategies like this one change the brain at a pace it will allow. As you move forward with elastic habits, you will increasingly prepare yourself for mastery in these areas, while at the same time, your brain will begin changing to accept them. Thus, you will become more prepared to reach the next level as your brain becomes less prepared to stop you from doing it. It happens simultaneously. I know you are consciously prepared to transform your life right now, but you must wait for your subconscious brain and habits to change before you attack your goals like a berserker. Be patient and accept the victories you can get right now. If you're consistent, you will prevail in the long game. As we make progress over time, we can adjust our targets. Depending on your specific goals, you can maintain your sense of progression and challenge yourself with small, incremental increases each 15-day period. Or you can try to master your current level before increasing your targets, or something in between. It's up to you! The most important thing you need to do is track your daily completion of each habit and decide on a way to mark the level you achieved. And let's not forget the flexibility of elastic habits. I don't have to go to the gym even when I'm perfectly healthy and rested. It's because of that freedom that I so often choose to go. You might be worried about not doing enough because you have the freedom to take the easy win. But you'll find that by tracking your behavior, you'll be more honest with yourself about when you're slacking. In any other system, slacking would bring on shame. But in this one, you can self-correct without all of the unnecessary baggage. Taking action from a place of freedom and personal power is a wholly different experience. You might have an unimpressive start or unimpressive streaks because you're so used to relying on outside pressure. But as you learn how to leverage your freedom, your power will emerge and your ceiling will rise higher and higher. If you're 100% free, there's no risk of ever having to quit. We quit things to regain freedom from their grip on our lives. This is why you can do good things if coerced to do them, but great things through personal freedom and empowerment. I realize that every day with elastic habits is like the exciting and hopeful first day of any other goal or habit strategy. Every day of our lives is different, and finally we have a dynamic strategy to match it. Elastic habits are just as fresh and full of potential as every new day is. The whole idea of elastic habits is to give you the daily freedom you need to win battles every day so that you can ultimately win the war. You are the general who will decide each day, laterally and vertically, what type and size of victory you will achieve for each habit. Some days are about not losing, others are about winning. This system gives you the flexibility for both options and everything in between. There's no situation in which you will feel unprepared. The elastic habits system is like watching a baby learn to walk. You don't judge them when they stumble. Instead, you celebrate even 1 or 2 small steps. Each effort brings joy, and you cheer them on as they take more steps. At every stage of the baby's growth, there's no room for judgment, only encouragement for each little milestone.